Everybody, thanks for watching another episode of Let's Dish with Lilli. I am Lilli, and today I'm joined by my friend Mase Kerwick. He is a local writer and producer. Mase, tell everyone about you a little more.
Yeah, a little more about me. Thank you for having me. I am delighted to be here. I was born and raised here in Austin. And
that's right.
Here I am all these years later. And I love food, and
Girl.
I adore you, so this is a natural fit. Hello.
Oh my gosh, I'm making all this mess over here.
You know, I think it's
very
fine.
flustered and flattered by that.
Oh, wow. Well, we are having a cozy night in.
Yeah, so what we're doing, what we're eating today, what we're digging into, dishing over, is a cozy night in. What you would have, the snacks you'd have. So we have a little savory popcorn and some of these kettle chips. Have you had this one before? It's honey mustard.
No, I haven't.
It's so good.
Oh, that sounds yummy.
Good. And then this one is Hawaiian barbecue, and mostly I like the colors. So
yeah, those are some great colors.
Over everything, I'd buy them even if they sucked.
And cooked in avocado oil. That's very trendy too.
Very trendy. I got this at Whole Foods.
Wow, big spender.
I know. Well, anything for you.
Oh, thank you.
So, no, I was in the area. And then here we just have that classic salt popcorn. Also Whole Foods. And then this is what I'm excited about. Mase brought over these brownies. Tell everybody what's in these, because there's a lot going on.
So this recipe comes from a close family friend. I'm just going to hold it up here.
Yes, let's do that.
The recipe, as she called them, is ooey gooey brownies, or disappearing marshmallow brownies.
Ooh.
And it's sort of a blonde brownie with like a butterscotch base to it, but then you add in chocolate chips, walnuts, marshmallows, and for my own little twist, I added in some crushed up Oreos. Yeah, and it's so very decadent, but
the
great.
Oreos make it, if I'm being honest with you.
Thank you.
It makes it look as extra as it is.
Yeah. I do not think that any type of dietitian would recommend this brownie, but I love it. And if I'm just hanging out...
It smells amazing.
Oh, the smell is so good. It's kind of like sweet, but a little... it's not too sweet. It's not like a candy sweet, per se.
They're so soft and gooey. You thought it was... He thought he overbaked it.
Yeah, I was worried because the perimeter of the brownies in the pan was a little harder.
Oh, different, yeah.
Yeah, but this is a great texture and consistency.
It is.
If I may say so.
Nice thickness to it. They're nice.
I love some thickness. Do we want to put some of the ice cream on this?
So I have Mexican vanilla ice cream from Amy's Ice Cream, which is a local, one of Austin's like staples.
Oh, wow.
That's good.
Yeah, that was the right move.
Yeah, I was at HEB yesterday, and I was with Ryan to pick up a few things, and we were talking about today what we're going to eat, and I said, oh, let me just get some ice cream, and he said, from here? I was like, yeah, it's HEB.
Yeah.
Hashtag my HEB. And I'm trying to get a sponsorship here.
Speaking of HEB ice cream, I think it was a few years ago they had a partnership with the San Antonio Spurs called Slam Dunk Chocolate Chunk.
Oh,
I don't know if that's still around, but I loved that ice cream.
Yum.
And I think about it from time to time.
Bring back Slam Dunk Chocolate Chunk. These brownies are so yummy.
Thank you. Okay, I have a confession that I need to make. So when I said close family friend, I actually meant my brother's ex-girlfriend. And she wrote down the recipe for me years ago.
Like the day they broke up. I
was like, wait, before you leave, I gotta get this recipe. And
You're running after her.
yeah. No. I know your heart's broken, but mine will be too if I don't get this
Oreos
recipe.
or no Oreos.
Yeah, I was like, is that gonna be a weird thing to like say on your show? But whatever,
Okay.
I went for it.
What's your name?
Sharon.
Sharon. Thanks, Sharon.
Yeah, thank you, Sharon.
Okay, so you're a film guy.
I am. Yeah.
What do you do specifically? I'm like, I know you produce, and you're great at that.
So I wear a lot of different hats with film.
Yeah.
I first got into it when I was 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was
gosh,
in
what?
a TV miniseries with Angelina Jolie.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it filmed here in Austin, and it was called True Women. Pardon me, that was like, whoa, I cannot continue the story. True Women burp. That's actually the official show title. Yeah, if you look it up on IMDb, True Women burp.
3 R's.
Yeah, 3 R's. But yeah, it was a true story about women who escaped Santa Anna's army back in the day, and I played the main character's son. And this like very brief part of the film where they were kind of doing a time jump from when they were like younger women to when they were a little more mature and confident in who they were. And I loved that experience. It was really fun. Like I got my own little costume that they made for me. And it just instilled this sense of creativity and curiosity for what could happen in that type of environment. And I acted all throughout my childhood, but I'm very particular about the types of narratives that I like going towards as a performer. Because there's a lot of like weird problematic storytelling that's out there. And as like as a performer, I'm sure you know this, like our bodies are essentially continuing someone else's worldview. Like we're submitting to that belief.
Deep.
Yeah, deep. And we're helping like bring that further to life. And I was going on auditions for things I wasn't really passionate about, that I didn't care for. And I just sort of through that process started writing. And now for the most part, I write for the sketch comedy group that I'm a part of, Martini Ranch.
Martini Ranch.
Yeah, and that one, it's queer inclusive, I'd say. We try to have as many queer scenes as possible, but, you know, that's only a part of our identity, and so there's a lot of other things that we come up with that are just fun and silly and we want to do.
I want to get into Martini Ranch. I was going to ask you, because you're in film, and I wanted to, like, get a better view of, like, your background.
Yeah.
Which is also why I thought a movie night themed episode would be fun.
It's very applicable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you watch a lot of movies and a lot of streaming? I stream all the time. What do you watch on a night in?
Oh my gosh.
Or what are you watching now?
I just finished Dark on Netflix. It's their first German TV show, and I thought it was amazing. It has a lot of echoes of Stranger Things, but it's a lot darker, it's a lot weirder, and I think just the fact that it was in a foreign language and I was looking at subtitles, it just made everything feel like it had meaning and intention. I don't know.
I like that.
But
I haven't seen it. I have seen it like across my screen right before I press down to like watch it again. Mean Girls, it's always Mean Girls.
Mean Girls,
watch it again.
Mean Girls is like the most classic, comfortable, like I feel most myself while watching that movie. I think it's just it came out at such a early pivotal age in my life.
Yeah.
Your life too.
It's just fun. It's the most quotable movie of our generation, I think.
Oh, absolutely. And it's what, like 15 years old or something at this point? That's kind of crazy. Where should I put this here? Oh no, I think I have another burp. I'm kind of embarrassed.
Don't be.
It's gonna be bad.
was a cartoon burp. That was cartoon.
Yeah. Wow. I found that too funny. That was a good burp, though.
We're really comfortable because we're just having a night in. We're wearing our stretchy pants. I'm wearing leggings right now.
Yeah. I'm wearing jeans, but they're kind of like a little too big, so they're very casual.
Everything's feeling really nice and loose.
Yeah, everything over here, too. Oh, man. Yeah, this Coke bottle is just so big. Glug, glug, glug.
It is really bad. Okay, so what were we even talking about? We went on a bunch of rides right now.
Yeah, there was a little rabbit hole that we went down there. I feel like we were kind of talking about me. I'm cool not going back to that, though.
I feel like we were talking about me. Yeah, so we were talking about a film and then what we're watching right now. And I'm so glad we got to talk more about your life as a child actor for a minute and how you found your passion. I do want to talk about Martini Ranch.
Yeah, let's do it.
So exciting.
Thank you.
So, and here we go with a Cold Town plug. So I talk about Cold Town Theater in Austin a lot because I work there, I perform there, and this is how I know a lot of the cool people who are coming on to Let's Dish with Lilli.
Cheers to Cold Town.
Yeah, cheers to Cold Town. So Mase produces and performs in a show that's had recurring, runs at Cold Town. But your group is called Martini Ranch. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about Martini Ranch because you all are the first, as you were saying, queer inclusive show right now. I think specifically with improv and sketch. Yeah, especially because that's so fun all on its own and giving different voices to or highlighting different voices to. In sketch and improv is really unique and just really fun to watch.
It's so fun to do.
Yeah, you guys, I hadn't seen your last run of shows. What was that one called?
So the most recent one was called Queer and Now.
Queer and Now.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the one before that was?
This is not the gayest show you'll ever see.
This is not the gayest show you'll ever see.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see that one,
I have
so I don't know if it is. I love how you're so like.
I'm a little embarrassed. Yeah.
Well,
but here we are. So Martini Ranch was a really interesting kind of like launching pad, I think, for all of us to really start to own our voices, like you were saying, and how we want to tell those. Because I've certainly found myself way more comfortable on stage as an improviser, as a performer, both in that group and outside of that group. Just to get like kind of real for a minute, I was bullied a lot growing up, and I didn't necessarily have a confidence in my artistic ability as an out queer person. I saw my personal worth, and I saw how that impacted my friends and my family and the people that were close to me, but to be able to share my truth with people that I don't necessarily know, that only see me in that moment and that they enjoy it and that they've been asking for more, especially as our first run sold out and then we moved on and wrote the second review, Queer and Now. That was really cool. And that was like, dang, like I have an opinion that matters and that people are interested in. Yeah,
and you have stories to share, So, yeah, I loved this most recent run, Queer and Now. I got to see the show in its entirety, and it took me through a roller coaster of emotions. And I can imagine how that feels for a queer audience member to be watching that. And it speaks to them on a level that they haven't been spoken to through theater or through comedy or just TV even, in a lot of senses or areas of what being queer means.
Yeah, because
falling under,
it means something so different, pardon me, to every single person who is a part of this community. There are little groups within the community itself, which I think is so wonderful that people can find something that's really specialized and that speaks to them. And with our show, there's 7 of us who write and perform everything ourselves. And so we're not going to hit everything on there, but we certainly hit some really interesting things. And a lot of it comes from our own viewpoints and how we can kind of stitch those together to form an hour-long little show.
And it makes you just so hungry for more.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's like, how can we get more stories out there? How can I, as a person, particularly as a producer, champion inclusive storytelling and get more inclusive sets and just audiences out there that are inclusive and representative of more identities than even my own? Because I think that there is something beautiful about being able to see oneself in a story or a play or a movie, whatever it is, and the inspiration that that can have for anything is just wonderful.
Yeah, that's so cool. We're always, I think that's a big topic of conversation for me in my just regular interactions, is just representation across the board, and how, of course, my focus is always like, I want more Latinx representation in media. This is why this is important to me. But yeah, there are all these other, subcultures and subgroups. Even, I was talking about this recently, maybe doing like a sex positive show.
Oh, yeah.
That would be just really informative. So much to explore there. So many stories to tell. And just like, a lot of it makes me think, why haven't we been doing this already?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's funny, on Facebook, I saw that there is going to be this event soon called it was like Austin Kink or something, but it's in like a dungeon. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just say I'm interested in that so I can be reminded that it's happening. But I think it is of value to be interested in being sex positive and to just be open about that and to not be afraid of having that dialogue, because it doesn't have to mean horrible, scary things. It can just be that I'm in touch with my body and how I want my body to be around others. Yeah,
and I mean, even if it's not for you, it gives you an understanding of this person or these people. So, all for it, all for all kinds of voices and stories being represented. One thing I do want to talk about now that we're on the topic.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, my media was very limited to TV. My media consumption. It was TV or radio, anything like that. I didn't have an iPad or, I mean, really, we had a computer and the internet, I think as early as high school. I always wonder, so the level of content that the youth, that kids and teenagers and people growing up in this time or in the last decade, they consume so much content and video, mostly, I think, video, photos, everything. And then TV, and then not even on just your TV, if you have cable or anything, you can connect and stream all this stuff online. So the content is endless, but I think the pros and cons of that should be or can be discussed a little further.
Oh, absolutely.
There are all these really great shows, or something like Insecure wouldn't exist had YouTube not existed, had people not been watching her web series first. And then HBO saw it, and the rest is history.
Yeah, Insecure is such a great example
it is.
of using new outlets, new ways of producing content to get new identities discovered. Mm-hmm. One of my biggest critiques with the Hollywood system is that there's a lot of reboots and older voices that are echoed in new ways, and I think that can be great, but looking at Issa Rae and everything that she's been able to come up with that is a new story that's not connected to anything else, that's fantastic. And I'd love to see what could happen if people were given money to share those new stories. Because there's been a critique for several years now of like, oh, there's no new stories left to tell. And I'm like, oh, but there are.
We haven't even gotten started with the good ones.
Yeah, like we might be done
with all the shit.
Telling stories about white men. Yes. And I feel like I can say that because I am one.
Yeah, I'm like, he said it.
But there's just incredible ideas. Like, I don't know if you've watched Queen Sugar yet.
I love Queen Sugar.
I feel like every episode of that, it just feels so relatable and real, and like, yeah, it's a TV show, so it might be heightened more than the average life is, but there is just some amazing storytelling going on there.
Love Queen Sugar. Right now, too, specifically, like a Netflix show, which Netflix didn't exist, like, I think I had Netflix in college. Did I in high school? I'm not sure.
I know my family had the like DVD thing,
DVDs,
but it was only like one or two at a time. It wasn't like.
I remember what was it? It was like some Seth Rogen movie. Which is the one where he gets Katherine Heigl pregnant?
Knocked Up.
Yeah, that one. I never returned it. And then they're like, just fucking keep it. Yeah, I had that. But now they're I love how Netflix has their own shows. Like you were saying, Dark. I, right now, just finished One Day at a Time, season 2. It's about a Cuban family.
Oh, I've heard
living in
excellent
LA.
things.
It's so good. It
Really?
is so great, and something I've never had before, and or was so aware of what it is. But it's a story that hasn't been told. It's they're Cuban, but I relate to it as a Latinx person, as a Mexican American, so deeply. And of course, I was telling the cast of Latinas, I was telling them all to go straight home and watch it if they haven't already. I started watching it when it came out last year, season 1, and then I forgot about it because you go through these shows in
so
like
quickly.
a few days or a couple of weeks.
Is it a comedy or a drama?
It's a comedy sitcom with some drama that, like, it's not drama. It's like pull at your heartstrings. So much burping. We'll edit some of your burps out.
I can keep them if you want to.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep some burps. So. Anyway, so it's like a dramedy, but more comedy, more sitcom. But then it has those dramatic moments you have with your mother. Like me, I just think of my mom or her and her mom. These relationships are just so relatable as a Latinx person, and you don't see those types of relationships in other programming. Like if it's an all-white family, it's just very different. So I also love, though, that you can go onto Facebook or YouTube and just find a random web series or talk show or
I will say
something like this.
I had a family member.
Subscribe if you like. Let's Dish with Lilli. Back to you.
A+ content. No, but I think it is good content, and I'm not just saying it because I'm on the show. I generally like it. I was trying to say I genuinely, but what came out is I generally like it.
I generally like it.
Most of the time, it was great.
Yeah, you had a few moments. You said a couple things in that last episode that will.
Whoa.
But generally.
But a pro, I think, about having stuff online, just to go back to that real quick. A family member of mine who's 15 recently came out as asexual, which is an identity that I didn't even know existed.
Oh, really?
When
Yeah.
I was that age.
Oh, yeah.
And I think to be that confident and educated in their own body and what it meant to them to like date other people, I think is really commendable.
Yeah.
And like that is something that I don't know if kids that age can be so educated. Like, man, like what else can we be, really opening their eyes to?
Okay, so I did want to do this lightning round thing just for fun.
Okay.
Okay, you say which one? Texting or talking?
Talking.
Me too. Favorite day of the week?
Ooh, Thursday.
Ooh. Favorite city in the U.S. besides the one you live in?
Oh, man. Columbia, Missouri. That's where I went to college.
Yeah. Nickname your parents used to call you?
Masano.
Okay, we're gonna explore that. Last song you downloaded. Let's say last song you searched for on Spotify or whatever you listen to.
Oh, this is really embarrassing, but The Real McCoy.
Such a good song.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the band, but they had a song.
Oh, yeah. Look, I'm not even I'm obviously not a true Real McCoy fan. Anyway, we'll get back to that in a second too. Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals? Ooh, toughie.
Ooh, I guess animals.
Right.
Yeah.
Favorite holiday?
Halloween.
How long does it take you to get ready?
It depends upon the situation, but I would say 5 minutes. 10 minutes. No, 5 minutes. 5 minutes is not true at all.
Scale of 1 to 10, how good of a driver are you?
I would say 7.5.
Ooh. Okay, then I'm gonna change this one to my own personal. Fill in the blank. Beyonce is blank.
Everything.
Yeah. They wanted me to do Taylor Swift, and I'm like,
oh no.
Give her. At what age do you want to retire?
Never.
Invisibility or super strength?
Strength.
Is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers?
No. That's not real meat.
That was fun.
Yeah.
You win!
To go back to Masano.
Yeah.
That was the name that my Spanish teacher gave me in kindergarten.
Masano.
Yeah, which that's not a real name.
Yeah, what is that?
It was just my full name Mason with an O on the end of it.
Gosh.
Yeah. And my parents thought it was the dumbest thing and just continue to call me that because it's so stupid.
Masano.
Yeah.
Masano. That's too much. That was fun.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
I like those rapid fire questions.
Yeah, added some zest.
Yeah. Also, I have a Beyonce. I helped her at the Super Bowl in 2013. I was part of her stage crew.
No way.
Yes.
That is the coolest
Then
thing.
she blew out the lights for the entire Superdome in New Orleans. Her performance left them without power for an hour after that. Or however long.
Oh, that's right, because it was the blackout year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because remember, Oreo did
Yes,
that.
they had the best ad.
Yeah.
After that.
It was very clever.
That was clever. Well, Mase, thank you so much for making these amazing brownies.
Oh, as I like to say, amazing.
All right, well, we gotta wrap up now.
Okay, yeah, see you never.
Thank you so much for being on.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to plug?
I don't. Just be a good human.
I love that. Be a good human. That's a good plug. Well, thanks everybody for watching another episode of Let's Dish with Lilli. Take a peruse around the other videos we've done, and if you like what you see, upload, like this video, comment if you want to also. But for now, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Let's Dish with Lilli.